Yeah, start.
Good morning, Lagos. Good morning, and welcome once again. This is the Saturday morning show right here on 99.3 Nigerian for wherever you're listening to us from around the globe, across the globe. This is the one show that you should not miss on the radio. Of course, we're starting the weekend on a high. We come to you every Saturday here from the studios in Victoria Island, reaching out to you and sharing with you all of the wonderful conversations that we have prepared for you. My name is Emmanuel Onka. 7 minutes after the of seven, and we apologize for starting behind time, but it's of course to make sure that everything is in order to have to bring to you, the in-depth conversation. Again, my name is Emmanuel Onka, and I have wonderful Kristen here with me in the studio, as well as we have Barris Olumide here in the studio as we start with Relationship 360. And thereafter at 9 o'clock, we bring you the Discuss with Jimmy Disu. And at 10 o'clock, we bring you Travel and Culture here on our dial. And by 11 o'clock, we have the portal brought to you by the Lagos State Employment Trust Fund in collaboration with Nigerian Info, where we speak to all entrepreneurs, all businesses, and we address every concern that investors, entrepreneurs, and businessmen, startup owners are having in their space. And then, of course, we wrap it up with some very good music, looking down our playlist and sharing with you our wonderful, wonderful, wonderful soundtracks. Good morning, Barrister. How are you doing today? Good morning.
Good morning. Good morning.
Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. We can hear you, Barrister. Good morning.
Good
How are you doing
morning.
today?
Good morning. Oh,
Wonderful. How are you doing today?
I'm fine, thank you.
That's wonderful.
Yes, that's wonderful. Happy International Women's Day to all the women out there. It's a wonderful day to be celebrated. Today is such a remarkable day, and it's only pleasant, that on this day we recognize all of your efforts to say that we give back to say thank you for all of the great work that you're doing and all of the wonderful things that you've done. And we hope, that you are celebrated and you feel special today because you should feel special. They should feel
It's the
special.
day. It's the day. First of all, let me also congratulate and celebrate every woman out there. I believe women are the heroes of humanity because of what the challenge of being a woman, living with the realities of the feminine race, the struggles they have to go through in any way, either in the family, the corporate world, how even society, tradition, religion, everything. There was a time women could not be pastors.
Ah,
Yes, because your place is to sit down, you could really support. But thank God that we have grown and we have come this far.
true.
Good morning, everyone. I want to thank you for tuning in once again to Relationships 360. Always an awesome experience for us to be here with you. We do not take you for granted. I'm sorry this morning the lateness was due to me. Oga Emmanuel was trying to let me down gently. It really took a lot of effort for me to be here this morning. I was away very early Thursday to Port Harcourt and to speak at an event to celebrate the International Women's Day. And on Thursday, Friday, I went by boat to Bonny Island to speak also at an event on the International Women's Day. And after the event, I had to make it back to Port Harcourt by boat, catch the last flight to Lagos, and just to be able to talk with you this morning, land, sea, and air in 3 days. You see how important you are to me. My host wanted me to stay till today, but
Well, thank God they released you to let you back.
yes, I really.
But I hope you enjoyed your time in Port
Yes.
Harcourt.
Oh, fantastic. I appreciate the staff and leadership of Presicon Limited. It was a wonderful experience for me. God bless you.
Mm.
So, straight to the matter, we have been talking about reasons why people, especially women, remain in abusive marriages and relationships. They are religion, tradition, pregnancy/children, is it because of the children? Public opinion because of the fear of stigmatization, and money. Money is a factor I have watched some women fall into who think that marriage is a ticket out of poverty. You find a guy who is made, make sure he marries you at all cost and enticement, and bye bye to poverty. This is a woman without a job, business skill, or talent, just beauty and looks. And then when abuse appears, what does she have to fall back on but children? She doesn't have anything, no job, no skill, no talent, just living off the comfort of the husband. She can't leave because she has nothing to give or live by. She added no value. People like these are calling and screaming for an abusive partner when a woman has nothing to offer, no job, no skill, no talent. And then you look for a man who will give you all. That is, you are screaming for abuse because whatever he does, you are unable to reply. These women are plucked like fruits. They always, mostly, are subject to abuse. The second are women who had a job, skill, talent that fetched them money. They could take care of themselves financially. However, they got married, and somewhere down the line, their husbands told them to stop work and stay at home. So they gave up their jobs for their marriage, meaning they gave up food for water. In 1981, during the Irish hunger strike in Northern Ireland, the Irish Republican prisoners decided to stop eating food. They just went on water in a hunger protest. They were all dead between 46 to 73 days. You cannot survive on water. That is for those who stop food only to drink water. That is those that give up their jobs, their businesses, and sit at home. You can only survive most 2 months, 40 to 70 days, depending on your health and composition, on water, which tells you that that is a foolish step for any woman. Because if anything happens to the man, you have no means of income. Some are told, don't worry, give up your job, come and join your husband in the job in his job. It's not really smart because for there is no job security. There is no job security. Your husband could have you sacked at any time, and you cannot grow beyond what your husband puts you to be, to do. Very few businesses where a woman is allowed to flourish by the other spouse in the same business. But, if you are only able in the space he gives you, my conclusion for women: do not quit your job. If you are told to choose between job and marriage, you are put in that position that you either leave your job or this marriage is over. Madam, never leave your job. That is your security. Anything can happen. The man who just suddenly loses his job, then what happens? Both husband and wife are jobless. Then the other that suddenly loses his life. There was a case that we were dealing with last year. The man just suffered a stroke. He had to be relieved from his job. Wife, no job. Husband, sick. Wife, no money to treat sickness. They exhausted all the man's savings to treat his sickness, and the woman had nothing. Children had been at home for 2 years without going to school because the woman left her job. Now, let me leave that. 2025 is here, and then we are also in the month of March. In 2021, I said, and I keep repeating that statistic, that by 2025, the Christian or simple woman will more likely die from her marriage and its complications than any natural illness. And 2025 came, and from the first week, the gruesome killings of some simple women. Look at that. Mrs. Blessing Nana in Anambra, mother of 6, was set ablaze by Sunday, her husband. In a fight, he went to get petrol, poured on her, and set her ablaze. 14th of January, 47-year-old Saeed Ganiyu set ablaze his 32-year-old girlfriend in Jabi Motor Park in Abuja in the motor park publicly. Another setting ablaze happened in Ikorodu, January. Another gospel singer, Timileyin, dismembered his girlfriend in Nasarawa. Sunday Elechi chopped off the hands of his wife, 28th January. February, ESP Laremo Caleb and his wife, both found dead. The wife had cut off his genitals, and while he was bleeding with the last pump of adrenaline, he attacked his wife, smashing her head in with a hard object in Ekiti. He was a prosecutor, a police prosecutor in Ekiti. Success is echo. 4 months pregnant wife, killed the wife with a hammer in 8 months of marriage. Before marriage, she was previously attacked with a cutlass, and on her hand, she had cut marks from her husband in defensive wounds, still healing, and she went ahead to marry the same gentleman. Just 2 days ago, at 1 a.m. on Thursday, in Ogun State Waterside local government area. In fact, that one is even Thursday. 1st of March, I told you the month of March is to be feared. 1st of March in Bauchi, around 11:30 p.m., Alhaji Nuru Isa, a 50-year-old man, flogged his second wife of 24 years to death concerning food items for Ramadan fasting. That was the reason. 2 days ago, at Ogun State here, Waterside local government area, 36-year-old Josephine Isaac was stabbed multiple times on her neck and chest with a knife by her husband, Oju, who hails from Calabar. On seeing her bleeding profusely, he ran away, leaving her on the floor. He is now at large. Why do women and men remain in abusive marriages? One thing I need to tell you is that the two main factors that ensure women are abused and killed by their spouses and also remain in domestic violence and abuse are tradition and religion. And the gender that facilitates this femicide against women are women themselves. The gender that conceals and defends crimes against women are the very women themselves. They are the ones who appeal, who beg, at least they tell you to be quiet. They are the enforcers of tradition and religion. You find out that there are more women in every religious organization than men. They encourage this femicide against themselves. I looked at Senator Natasha as she was complaining about sexual harassment in the Senate. No single female senator even stood by her. It is amazing. I will talk briefly today, very briefly, and leave the phone lines.
But before you go to that, was it not? Did it come as a surprise to you that no female um, person or senator stood by her? That rather what we're seeing was that women were blasting her, and this goes back to say that society have this mindset that women do not support women. Even if I have heard like two or three women tell me that, oh, see, if I book an e-hailing cab and a woman is coming to pick me, I'll cancel the ride.
So, while I was in Port Harcourt, there was something that, especially about the driver you are talking about, that there are some professions, once you hear, if you say you are looking for a driver, automatically you are thinking of a man. If you say you are looking for a cleaner, automatically you are thinking of a woman. And a man said, okay, how do I come home with this beautiful woman and I tell my wife this is my new driver? Will she agree? Women will not agree that the husband have a female driver. But they would agree that you have a female cleaner. They would agree that there are some jobs that automatically it is a woman that comes to your mind. A problem here is the abuse of women on women. Each time there is a case of deadly domestic violence, if there's a case of child abuse, defilement, or rape, you will find that the more people that will appeal to the victim not to talk are women, telling the woman not to talk, that, you know, it has happened to me too, but you know, they keep telling women not to talk. And the fact that when you choose to talk, the first opposition you will have are women. Can you imagine if all the women in the Senate floor walked out? Can you imagine if in a church where a woman is going through domestic violence and abuse, they tell the pastorate and they're telling them, go back, go back. All the women in church stand up and refuse to come to church until that issue is resolved. Can you imagine the power? I was called by one of the biggest church in Nigeria one time when the women in a particular parish started protesting because they were being a lot of domestic violence and abuse by the wives as victims, reported to the church, and the pastors just kept saying they should pray, they should pray. One day, this usher did not come. Then after some time, lots of people stopped coming. And then in a desperate rush, they now went to bring another pastor to preach about that thing. The people, they didn't show up. So they had to outsource to look for someone like me to come and talk to the women. Of course, when I came, it was what the women got up and gave a standing ovation, because that church, they refused. That, listen, enough is enough. No woman who leaves an abusive marriage would have an association or a group in the very religious institution. There is no place for single mothers. You say that good women's meeting or women's meeting, or you won't find something for someone who is separated or a single mother that caters or includes them, giving them positions, encouraging them. They would not be. Yet it is a woman's group, because this is how it is. Religion is a killer. Tradition is a murderer. It is against reason. Everything they bring is against common sense. It's as if the God they serve is dumb. How can you not be able to tell the difference between danger and safety? The woman that was set ablaze after the man beating her took a keg, 4-liter jerrycan, to go and buy fuel. He said he was coming back and he would burn her alive. He had already said it. What would you do when you see somebody going to? Won't you run? You place a call instead to your mother. The mother says, don't worry that is he mad? He can't do it. Don't worry, he's just upset. He's angry. Do we have?
Yes, Lagos, we have to go on a break right now. We're going on our very first break. When we come back, we'll stay here on 99.3 Nigerian. For this is Relationship 360. Don't go nowhere. We're still here to continue conversation as regarding abuse in relationships.
9.3 Nigeria Info. We'll be right back.
Wonderful.
See ya. Wonderful.
What's wrong?
What's up with you?
What's wrong? No, this is not a countenance.
See ya.
Eventually.
No, like I'm trying to understand her. So because what you had in mind is not, I didn't go through with it. That's why you're angry. So what are you angry for? Then what is this? Why you do you understand that this is a studio, and what's the first rule of the studio? What's the first rule of the studio? You don't know. The first rule of the studio is whatever you came with, whatever anger or whatever sickness. I'm not. I'm
Whatever
whatever.
exactly what you want me to do. If you want to put me in a box, you know exactly what you want me to do.
I don't get what is going on. Wonderful. What is the issue? Because it would affect my show and it would affect me. What is the issue?
Yeah, we'll talk about it and just
And we are going live with it.
I'm
You
not
realize
going
that
live with it. No.
what is going on?
Um, what did I tell you the last time? You that will tell you that if you're not able to handle shows on your own, I can't go on it. Did I not ring something to you? What do you mean by that I'm trying to put you in a box? What kind of accusation is that this week? Because I told you that, oh, don't go on air yet, let Barris Olumide come into the
Yo,
studio.
we are live.
Is it because I told you that? That's why you're accusing, making such an accusation? I want to put you in a box.
So
Do you understand that? Ah, just have your own, have it the way you want it to be. But I am as shocked as anything right now. You want to go on air, and I told you, okay, no, let him come first. You don't know I can run the show on my own. Even if Barrister they tell me that I should handle the show, you think I can't run it on my own? You think I want to put you in the box? What are you saying? And then you go on air and you're acting up in a studio. I come into the studio and I'm sick, and I go on air and nobody knows I'm sick. That's not how you do things. And this is the reason why people learn first in outside of the studio before you enter inside the studio, because there's some attitude that are not reserved inside the studio. I stayed on this mic. I had a show. It was Yvonne that was running the show for me. I was not running the show. Yvonne was running my show. I stayed behind. I was the background voice for months. What are you saying? I want to put you in a box. Have you learned? Have you mastered this?
Have you allowed me to do it?
Have I
Even
allowed?
on your travel and culture, have you allowed me? Okay, wonderful. Sit down. Let me stay here. Have you allowed me to do what you have taught me?
What did you start from? What did I start from? Thank God you said I taught you.
Okay, but have you allowed me to do what you've taught me?
Won't you wait? Hey,
we're back. We're back. It's okay. It's okay. After
hey.
the show,
Oh my God. Oh my God. Lagos, welcome back. Welcome back. This is still Relationship 360 here on 99.3 Nigeria Info. You still have Mr. Lumide here in the studio. You still have myself and wonderful Kristen here in the studio. And we're speaking about the abuse of women. We're looking at the International Women's Day and all of the. It's very unfortunate, that the whole incident played out. But I think I feel like it's a wake up call to what women need to do and how women need to improve. And just before the break, I was about to ask you. We've never seen women take action in Nigeria, as we've seen, at the Aba Women's
after women's.
riot, that
So-
happened in 19,
So the issue is that I have learned not to have any expectations, especially from those who have been oppressed themselves. So it is up to them.
Mhm.
They we have all kinds of meetings, women's meetings, Mother's Day, like 10 times a month. And I wonder what they talk about. I wonder the solidarity that they, let me leave that. So I was talking about the lady and her husband that went to buy fuel. The mother was saying, don't worry, he won't do it. Um, just stay there, don't leave the house, or maybe lock yourself up somewhere, or don't worry, he will not do it. The mother sitting in her house telling someone who has just been beaten, battered, and bruised, someone who the husband just took a 4 liter jerry can to buy fuel. In fact, went to get the 4 liter jerry. Instead of running, you are there. In what way? What will make a person forego or overlook danger, if not the eyes of tradition or religion? So to stay there, nothing will happen. Douse her with petrol and set her on fire. And when she was screaming in pain, she was screaming her mother's name. She was screaming and shouting her mother's name. That didn't, mommy, I told you. The video is there, She was saying, mommy, I told you. And that is how our parents have supervised the killing of their own children. Because instead of coming to their rescue, you tell them to stay there. Who tells a child in abuse to remain? Who? Who in their right minds will watch their children being battered and bruised, abused? It doesn't even have to get to beating, but just cursing, telling you how useless you are, how worthless you are, how your mother did not teach you, how your father is this, how your mother grew up as a single mother, that's why prostitute. You keep hearing those words. It is called emotional abuse every day. I don't know what you are waiting for. I will talk briefly on something I will call silence. I believe silence should be called the conspiracy of silence. The definition of a conspiracy is a secret plan by a group to do something unlawful or harmful. When you hear the term conspiracy, it has to do with something illegal, unlawful, and harmful. It's always a secret plan. Now, there is a conspiracy of silence. The definition, silence is both a noun and a verb. The noun definition of silence is the complete absence of sound, forbearance from speech. Now, as a verb, it is to prohibit or prevent from speaking. Now, tradition and religion employs this conspiracy of silence. I think it is a pact between religion and tradition. They come out to speak against each other, but they are brothers, religion and tradition. How, when you want to marry, they do not talk, but it is when they want to pay your bride price, the women come together and they tell you that they want to speak to you. That in Yoruba language, that is, don't let a third party hear what is going on. Let everything be between you and your husband. Nowhere is beautiful. Nowhere do you have, in no place is the grass greener. What you should do is just be quiet, take it, because all of us went through our own. The second thing they tell you is that in marriage, you know that your room in your father's house no longer exists. So as you are gone forever. So you are told to be quiet. Even in abuse, you are to cover up the family, the shame of the family. So you are clothed and made into a bride, and you dance willingly into what will be your tomb. Because silence is the property of the grave. Only the dead do not speak. So these agents and emissaries of silence are actually emissaries of the grave. They speak the qualities of the dead because they themselves are dead. No living thing will preach silence because the first thing about the living is speech. They make noise. So there you are told, and you dance willingly into the marriage or into your tomb, the coffin that you are not expected to speak. And then abuse comes and you are told not to speak, especially in tradition and religion. To be long suffering, knowing that there's a difference between long suffering and to suffer long. Long suffering is a result of your religion, your belief. Suffering long is a result of your decision to remain in suffering. And that is how you are led into what will be your grave. Last year, about this time, Mrs. Tina Ohiria was shot by her husband for not preparing his meal on time, which led to the amputation of her hand because she used her hand to block the bullet. Her hand had to be cut off. The governor of Edo State, the wife, had to come and see it herself for not cooking on time. Now this woman's, the wife's mother was there, and the wife said, I had left, but this my mother always told me to go back. Always told me to go back. The governor's wife now asked the mother live that, did you know that your daughter was going through this? Say, everything I go talk now. Everybody they go through, make she just endure. You know, children of nowadays. The governor's wife took all her self-control not to slap the mother. Now, are you happy that your child will have one hand? Such a violent man that he took a gun because his meal was not ready on time. When you get to restaurants, I don't know, because the restaurants we go, we sit down, we place our orders, and you wait. Will you take a gun and go into the kitchen and start shooting the chefs? No, but you can only do that to your wife. But tradition held the mother who kept telling this girl who wanted to leave to remain till today. She was amputated almost, the first, what they call short sleeve and long sleeve, because the bullets dispersed, like all those pellet guns, so it's not just one bullet.
You shot it twice.
No, there are what you call these pellets. The cartridge contains little iron fillings. So when you shoot, it disperses.
Yes.
So it wasn't one part. They had to just keep the amputated. Tradition, the conspiracy of silence. Listen, only the dead do not speak. Come out from that tomb where they have buried you, that you should be quiet and not speak. Watch out for your fellow women. They are the emissaries of death. For they will not encourage you, neither will they leave you alone. They will make you a fable. Go to wherever you find support. If it is in the hands of a madman, go there. Wherever you would have support, but don't look for support. Look for life and look for safety. Your life is more important than any marriage. Anything that will take your life, God invested a lot to bring you to life. Anything that will take that life that God has given you or will shorten your lifespan. Because we already know that, listen, psychosomatic illnesses are illnesses of the mind. Where you go to the hospital, you know something is wrong with you. They check you, but they tell you there's nothing biologically wrong with you. But you know that there's something wrong. You have things like migraine, irritable bowel syndrome. You have depression, where you cannot be cured by any conventional medicine because it is a condition of your mind. Unhappiness. That is why you find everything Christ says. First of all, he says, be of good cheer. Is always be of good cheer. Be strong. Be bold. Why because that is the way you will not become extinct. All animals we cannot find today were animals that refused to adapt, to change. You need to understand. Ladies, you have no friend in your fellow ladies. They will be the ones, instead of you. Imagine if a child is defiled and all the women get up and say, no, this man,
Yeah.
do you know how community will be like when women come together and do not support the whims of the men, the rape, the defilement, the domestic violence? Do you know what will happen? But then you would always find one of them who will start quoting the Bible, who will start quoting the Quran, who will start quoting tradition. Because, listen, don't listen to dead people. Don't listen to the grave, people that have nothing to say but the qualities of the grave, and that is silence. It is only in the graveyard that people do not speak. I have a special song I want to play for you today. I want you to listen to my words, you listen to life.
Ọmọ mi tó rere tí á dára o, ọmọ mi gbọ́ tèmi tí á dára o. Ọmọ mi tó rere tí á dára o, ọmọ mi gbọ́ tèmi tí á dára o. Ìyá mi máa ṣeun rere, gbàdúrà fún mi. Bàbá mi máa ṣeun rere, gbàdúrà fún mi. Ọmọdé bá hùwà burúkú wá ní ìyá rẹ̀ lọ́kọ. Ọmọdé bá hùwà burúkú wá ní bàbá rẹ̀ lọ́kọ. Ìyá mi fọ̀nà tó dá mi láyé. Bàbá mi fi wọn tó dá mi láyé. Ayé tí mo wà yìí kò máa yé mi o. Ayé ni Ọlọ́run kejì mi láàyè. Ìyàwó ẹ̀ṣọ́ rere tí wá dára. Bàbá wa ẹ̀ṣọ́ rere tí wá dára. Ìyá mi máa ṣeun rere, gbàdúrà fún mi. Bàbá mi máa ṣeun rere, gbàdúrà fún mi. Ọmọdé bá hùwà burúkú wá ní ìyá rẹ̀ lọ́kọ. Ọmọdé bá hùwà burúkú wá ní bàbá rẹ̀ lọ́kọ. Ìyá mi fọ̀nà tó dá mi láyé. Bàbá mi fi wọn tó dá mi láyé. Ayé tí mo wà yìí kò máa yé mi o. Èyí ni Ọlọ́run kejì mi láàyè. Ìyàwó ẹ̀ṣọ́ rere, bàbá wa ẹ̀ṣọ́ rere. Ìyàwó ẹ̀ṣọ́ rere tí wá dára o. Bàbá wa ẹ̀ṣọ́ rere, ìyá mi máa ṣọ́ rere.
Bàbá wa ẹ ṣeun rere. Ìyá wa ẹ ṣeun rere. Teach your children. Save them when they're in trouble. Protect them. As long as you are alive, that is your divine duty. Don't tell any child ilé ọkọ ilé ẹ̀kọ́ ṣé wọn lẹ́kọ̀ọ́ níbi tó ti ń bọ̀ ni. That it is marriage that will now be the test or the institution where you now start wanting to have sense. So you are bringing someone without sense and entrusting them with the life of another. That is a useless proverb from whoever authored it. And I would tell you that The reason why the author of Silence in Marriage must have been an abuser is to shield themselves from public disgrace, telling everybody to be quiet. It is only in silence that evil what? Evil blows. Evil expands in silence. That is why when they are about to be exposed, you will find out the agents, the emissaries of religion and tradition. Ever since 23 years that I've been doing this, if you have a case of domestic violence and abuse, no religious person has ever come for the victim. They always come to plead for the abuser. Nobody stands by the victim. In all the police, I'm affiliated, almost all police formations here. State CID, state command, zone 2, the gender unit, I just ask for my name. Anybody that will come. So listen, you victim, you abused, they will never support you. Religion will never support you. Tradition will never support you. And you are killing yourselves over pastors and imams. They will never support you. I have never seen. Anytime, there was a time I had to call one of my friends who is a pastor. A particular, I said, your area pastors are here. Begging for an abuser beating the wife and also attempting to rape the house help. They are there. The wife is staring what he does when she wants to go to work, takes her clothes and puts in a bucket of water. Can never forget, so that she won't get to work on time. She will have to start just because he's angry. And he is also a pastor. They will only come for themselves. Forget about it. I have never seen where pastors or imams or family members come to the station to stand for the victim. They are always coming to plead for the abuser. You are on your own. Better know that it is yours. Everything must be in your best interest. As a husband, as a wife, that woman must be in your best interest. That man must be in your best interest. That decision must be in your best interest. Why? Because you are going to suffer the consequence. So if you are going to suffer anything, it had better be for what you chose to suffer, not the consequence of what you did not choose. Let me stop here. The month of March, we dedicate to victims of domestic violence and abuse. May God, to those that we have lost, may their souls find some peace in eternity. Let's go to the phone lines.
Okay, we have a few messages here. Well, it says, good morning, Barcelona and the great speaker of Relationship 360. And what are the kind of hatred some men has towards their wife? Imagine you shooting your wife because your meal was not ready on time. Some men are just animalistic in nature, and women should do well in supporting each other.
You are talking about that. Last year, a man stabbed his wife because of pure water in her dam. Pure water. It was water that caused the fight. Water. The case was transferred to the state CID. Water.
Sometimes I'm embarrassed that I just don't understand the type of room these people come from, like the environment. Like, I don't really understand what is really this kind of toxic.
Let me tell something, as I have said. Men that beat their wives are men who grew up watching their own mothers being beaten, battered, and bruised. That is how you raise children in abuse till they accept it as a way of life. It's not hatred. If you ask them, you say, I disciplined my wife. I corrected my wife. They'll tell you, I love my wife very much. But that is how they were raised. And for women who remain like that, giving birth in the same marriage that you are being beaten, battered, how do you reproduce your abuser? I don't understand. How do you keep reproducing in abuse? How do you, knowing that these children you are bringing, the children don't want to come through you. They would have chosen a better home.
Yes.
But you keep bringing them into that and then raising them to be abusive. Let's go to the...
This reminds me of what you talked about last week. The child that used a pencil to...
Oh, yes.
One of our listeners...
A T-square. It was a T-square.
T-square to poke
Poco slammed it on the eye. His T square is used in technical drawing.
Yeah.
Slammed it on the eye. Now the boy cannot see with that eye. They had to stitch the eye. Let's just
Take it.
yes, please.
Okay, in case if you're just joining in, this is Relationship 360, and we are live via YouTube, on Skype, and on Facebook. And in case if you want to call in, please do call in. Our mail line is 0201 277 0993, and our female line is 0201 465 7190.
Can you say that again?
Okay, the mail line is 0201 277 0993. The female line is 0201 465 7190. Well, let's take a few messages too. Let's take a few messages. This one says, "Good morning."
Good morning. Yes, sir. Thank you, sir. Yes.
Because as I am, I've never seen my father beat beat my mother before, or any of his wife. Do you understand? But to me, I do beat my wife, which I regret it. I don't know why I do beat my wife. Do you understand? But now I have lost him not to death. He has back out of my house. I'm regretting it. So for that's why I say I don't agree with it. I don't know.
Fantastic. Fantastic. First of all, it's not every day you get someone who beats his wife calling to say that I beat my wife. Can I ask you some questions? Are you hot-tempered by nature? So, you heard that when I mentioned the 7 traits to avoid when considering a spouse, I said avoid hot-tempered people because the shortest cut to domestic violence and abuse is to marry a hot-tempered man or woman. People who cannot control their anger, people who were raised in a home where fighting, violence, and abuse were predominant. Those are my 2 catches there. Do you understand? So why would you go to the extent? What did she do? Can you give me an example?
But I love her so much. I love my wife so much. But I can't explain the reason why I'm not supposed to be beating my wife. So they said that if you're angry, you should go out and you should just put on your clothes and go out. Me, I don't have a friend. You understand? So I don't know where to go. I don't know how to do that. Just walk out of it.
You are listening to your number 1 station for talk. 99.3 Nigeria Info. 99.3.
All right, just stay on the line. We'll be right back. Just stay on the line. We'll be back after this break. Just stay on the line.
Please.
This journey, let's not forget to show love through sharing. This Ramadan, stay ahead with Berry Power from Support Safe Power. Join us every Monday to Friday as we explore the spiritual and physical benefits of the month.
Yes.
Plus exciting
See,
recipes.
do you see the cut on
YouTube page, Hollandia
Instagram? They
Nigeria,
had to
and
cut
on
that
Daddy
part.
Power,
And it was
Farewaga,
because we
Sunnah TV, Arewa TV,
did
and
not take
African
that.
Magic
That was why
Hausa
we were
TV
able to have that.
stations. Ramadan Mubarak
And this
from
one now is not
Hollandia.
I'm just hoping that we're able to stay on the
For
line.
3 great seasons, the fans have fought with passion and fire. Their best they brought. The banter was bold, the debates were tight. Each word a weapon, each match a fight. But now it's bigger, the stakes much higher. The battle returns, and it's full of fire. Grand Battle 4 with Femi and the gang on 99.3 Nigeria Info. The stage is banned. In partnership with Sports Salon, we raise the game with glory, honor, and a shot at fame. Think you've got what it takes to score? Then step right.
Hello, sir. Sorry, the ads came in. If you could just hold on a little bit. longer so that we can continue. Thank you. I really appreciate it. Thank you.
So pretty, so good.
Aisha, why do you have so many teas and sachets of cowbell?
Oh, it's what I plan to share this Ramadan.
My sister, you can start by sharing some with me now.
Oh yeah, take. It's Ramadan after all. In this holy month, share the nourishing goodness of cowbell with friends and family. It contains vitamin B9, Vitarich, and it's so creamy, so good. Ramadan Kareem.
Cowbell, a creamy goodness.
Foden Consulting presents a one-day exclusive seminar in Lagos, Nigeria on the study options at the prestigious University of Regina in Saskatchewan, Canada, and Red Deer Polytechnic in Alberta, Canada. Date, Saturday the 8th of March 2025. Venue, Redison Hotel, number 42 and 44 Isaac Jones Street, GRA Ikeja, Lagos. Meet with experts from Canada who will be available from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. to provide you with valuable information. Admission officers will be on hand to assess your international passport, WAEC result, and scratch card for free. Don't miss this opportunity to kickstart your education journey. Register now at www.foldenconsulting.com/registration form or email admin@foldenconsulting.com. For any further inquiries, reach out via WhatsApp or call 0707 7420 032 or +1306 4509 137. See you there.
We're back.
We're back.
We're back.
We're back.
We are back.
We're back on 99.3 Nigeria Info.
Hello, sir. Hello, sir. Thank you for holding on. I really appreciate it. So, I need you to give me an example of what she will do. You say she just annoys you. How? How many children do you have? Okay, go ahead.
If there's something that will benefit their head, she will say no, I don't want it, she doesn't want it. And meanwhile, this problem started that when I gave birth to my first daughter, you understand? When my mother came to from the village to visit us, she's like a person who does not want to see any family with me. Do you understand? She doesn't want to see any family. If me and my mother was talking, she would say we are discussing about her because we are from the same local government, but not the same town. Do you understand? So they are all tried. They understand some of my part of my language, but I don't understand any of their language. Akoko is from Ishu, Akoko are from Ikara Akoko. Do you understand? So she believed that we are. I watch my mother be talking about it. She hit my mother till death. My mother passed away last year in September. She ate her till death. So she didn't even call any more family member, this and that. So all those things anytime she get all those attitudes, I don't like it. I want her to take my family the way I take her own family, but no. So anytime she's being like that, she gets me angry. I'm the kind of person. I don't know. I don't have friends. I think you're hungry. You go out to go outside. I don't know how to do it. So now,
Okay. So if you how long were you married? 5 years. You had 2 children in 5 years. So if you found out that number one, you are married to a woman who hates your mother, don't you think it calls for a discussion? And if your mother did not do anything, she doesn't like members of your family being present, then why did you not look for other ways? Marriage is not by force, like I say. If it is something that provokes you that much, don't you think it is something you should have rather this one that she walked out? Well, yes, if the beating was getting too much. Even if whether getting too much little self, you should leave. But you shouldn't have did you date her long enough? How long? You say you don't have any friends. What school you went to? Secondary? You went to the university? How then in all of these places you do not? I hope you know it's a little symbol of pride when. Uh, what do you have? No friends? That is almost impossible. So your classmates you don't, but friends you don't have from your youth. Anyway, thank you for calling from your youth. That is from when you were in primary school.
I need to now.
Okay. So what do you want to do now? Do you see your children? And what do you have any plans? Do you think she will come back?
Would you say you've changed, in character wise, you've learned your lesson, so to speak?
Hmm. Okay. Well, I wish you all the best. I really. How long have you been listening to this program? Before your wife backed out, you've been listening, and you were still beating your wife. The beating is irregular. Well, thank you for.
And that's barrister's advice.
Of course, I would have helped her pack out if I was
Exactly.
you. I would have helped her.
Exactly, because it doesn't have to get to the worst situation before she move out.
It's okay, sir. I thank you for calling. I'm actually thrilled that someone who would call and in humility speak and tell of all he has done. It's very rare. Well, it shows maybe you regret what you have done. I wish you all the best in the future. Please be in your children's lives. You can take a trip down to the village to see them and spend a little time. Don't let them be without your presence for too long of a time. Thank you. God bless
All
you,
right.
sir.
Thank you.
Yes, bye.
We're getting more calls here. Numbers to call 0201-277-0993 for the male only line 0201-277-0993 and female only line 0201-465-7190. It's International Women's Day. Please do not call the women's line except your female, please. 0201 0201-465-7190. Hello, good morning.
And please don't call my line. People are calling my number
Directly?
Directly,
No.
please.
Hello,
No,
good morning.
go ahead.
Good morning. Please, can you speak up?
We have 1 minute, please. Yes.
Emmanuel from Ajah,
Can
we
you
still
speak
cannot
up,
hear
oh?
you. Can you speak up, please?
Or you are using an earpiece?
Emmanuel, you might just have to call us back. We can't hear you very well. Okay?
Next.
All right. Just call us back, yeah? Hello, good morning. Hello? Hello, good morning. We said don't call the female line if you're a male, please. Hello, good morning. Good morning. What's your name? Where are you calling from, sir? All right, Michael, go ahead, please.
Good morning, sir.
All you are saying is correct and it needed to be taken as you are saying. But the Bible says the road to destruction carries so many souls, while the road to safety carry few. People are scanty. It takes godliness because sometimes I believe that even having God created human being, the devil, who is the demon, created his own. And that is where he said, when God planted the plant, planted the crop and he was going to inspect. He saw another thing growing with it, and he said an enemy has planted it. And that is what it is today. Not all human beings we see are human beings that are created by God. Some have been transformed by devil after God has created them.
So you mean so I don't know, please, what is godliness, sir? Hello, sir. Is it maybe you can't hear me? Because some people put the phone
Very close.
close to their mouth and they
Can you hear?
can't hear.
Can you hear us, sir? Can you hear us? Hello? Hello, can you hear us now?
There's nothing we can. Okay, thank you very much. It is well with you, sir. Thank you, sir. But I don't know what he means by godliness. That's what I want to ask.
Can you hear us now?
He's just talking.
Amen. Thank you very much, sir. Thank you so much. Let's take more messages.
Yeah,
Let's
so
check it.
this lady, she says her name is Akinto Ojo. She said, I vowed that no one would say those evil words that my husband's house is a learning center to any of my two daughters on their wedding day. I went through hell in my marriage until I ran away. Religion and tradition kept me in that stupid and deadly way until my mother supported me to leave. I suffered initially, but I came out beautifully through determination, hard work, and resilience. Not to die, but to stay alive and succeed. God answered my prayers, and I'm smiling together with my 3 children today.
All right. Hello, good morning. Good morning. What's the name? Where are you calling from?
Good morning. Good morning. Pastor, how are you, sir? Thank you very much, sir. Thank you very much. I appreciate it.
Thank you very much. Hello, good morning. Good morning. Please reduce the volume of your radio. All right. Go ahead, please. Emeka, go ahead, please. Mm.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. I appreciate it, sir. Thank you.
Thank you. Hello, good morning. Sorry, you might just have to call back. Hello, good morning. Good morning. What's your name?
Madam Adeshawa. Same to you, man. Awesome. Yes, ma'am.
It's just that you are always poking me with something, that kind of a thing, because all what you said is exactly what I did. They were telling me, stay there because of those children, stay there, and I've been battered, this bruised. In fact, it was my son
I always say this, it was my son when he was 15 years and told me in the middle of the night and said, hey, mommy, if you don't leave, my daddy will kill you. Do you know after I said so? I still stayed 4 years. I still stayed another 4 years. I was like, my children, ladies are half here, let them here. And my children, I told them, all this, all this, whether on their wedding day, all this, you don't have a room in my house, that one will not happen. I've already told them, unless you didn't allow me to hear that you are going through violence, that I hear if you are going through violence, I'll be the one that will come and pack you out of that place myself. That's just.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, man. Awesome. Thank you. International Women's Day. Let's hear from the women. Where are they?
We're still waiting for the women. We're still waiting for the women.
Okay.
We're waiting for the women to join the call. Hello, good morning. Why are you calling the women's line, sir? It's International Women's Day. Give them the right, please. And call the male line, please. Please, thank you very much. Female only line 0201 465 7190.
Can we be sure?
Anyone that calls the female line, I will call them shame. Hello, good morning. Hello, good morning. Good morning. Thank you for calling the male line. Go ahead, please.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning.
Yes.
I'm more than before. And for you are beating your wife. I know you know what they call that kind of man. And concerning the Natasha case, I find it so disappointing that even First Lady is on the senator's side. It's so heartbreaking for me and it's so sad. And this is not the first time that they find in them. There is one senator like that too that beat a lady in a toys store that time. I find out this first lady is stand with the guy too, and it's heartbreaking. That's why they say woman is the problem of.
Were you really expecting anything from the? Sorry to say, were you expecting anything from the first lady, or what were you expecting, even from the senator, the female senators there? What were you expecting? I've told you to have zero expectations. That is how you would live long, because when you look at it, someone, a distinguished senator, if a lawyer, someone who really she's doing well. She has no grounds for, but it was not even investigated. And today is International Women's Day. So all around the world, they would know that a female lawyer was allegedly, was sexually abused in the chambers. And what they did in Nigeria was to suspend her, by extension, her constituency, from representation in the Senate for 6 months. It has never happened before. They say, that she raised a point of order. Another male senator raised the same thing some years back. Nothing was done to him. You see, if I comment on politics, just be sure that they will lock me up. I will be locked up. So let me just face domestic violence. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Hello, good morning. Good morning. What's your name? Where are you coming from?
Good morning, man.
Good morning.
How are you, man? Go ahead.
Hey, I first with domestic violence. In fact, my own story is supposed to be acted and scripted and acted. But I ran away. But by the time I left, my mother came for me. She didn't hear, I didn't tell her. But she said she felt it. So, and she came to take me away. By the time she came, I had gone to my cousin's house. She told the man that if you don't provide her daughter, that you will see her in full action. And she's all these Christian women. she does not encourage domestic violence. So when I now went back to my mother's house, he came. Both my grandmother, my father, and my mother, they beat hell out of him. He ran again. I was pregnant, about 3 months pregnant. I had that boy. I still married again. In fact,
Please, I would like to marry into your family. Hello, ma. Hello, ma. Your grandmother, your grandfather, they beat him up. Ah, they beat him up. Thank you, ma. Thank you. I understand, and I really appreciate your family. Please, if you have any sister that is single like you, I will look for somebody for them. Yes, because that family, so that people thank you very much. God bless you, man. All right, but please, next on the line. Be sure you hear. Beat them well.
And it's an amazing thing when family supports. It's amazing. It's a different type of energy, honestly.
In fact, there wouldn't be another time.
Yeah.
There won't be a second opportunity. There won't be.
Okay, hello, good morning. Where are you calling
from? From Oyo. Ojo. Okay, Ojo. All right, go ahead, sir. Greetings.
Yes. Yeah. You see, the work we are doing is a very great work, and God will continue to bless you.
Amen. Amen.
Then it can be possible for you to be going to schools. You know what they say, catch them young. To be, maybe when they are in assembly, you have a talk with them so that they will grow up from, they will start having this thing in mind.
But we go to school. So we've been doing that for the past 3. So thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. We have 1 minute, but thank you, sir. We have been going to schools for the past 3 years. We teach from GSS 1 to SS3, how to identify abuse, what to do in abuse, and what exactly is abuse. In fact, on the 13th of March, we have a school in Lekki here that we've been invited to speak. We do it free of charge. We talk to them, and we've been doing that. Today, it's like an hour. It's like an hour's program. The children are called in the General Assembly, and if they have a hall, we do our presentations there. And you will be surprised to find out what these children have to say. In some of the schools, we found JSS 3 students who have aborted, who have been gotten pregnant by an uncle, by a father, by a friend, by you would see that a lot of them do not even know until it has been done. And we've been doing this for about 3-4 years now. In our awareness against domestic violence and abuse program, we do that in secondary schools all throughout Lagos. We even went to Ogun State and did one time like that.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Barrister, I'd like to read this message. It says, "Good morning, Barrister Wendy. Please advise me on this. My legally married wife took my 3 children away last year, August, up until now. I don't know where they are. Have people also refused to give me access to my children? My wife has gone ahead to the extent of changing my children's name according to what her friend said. Please, what do I do?"
Go to court. Go to court. It's simple now. Go to court. There are laws that guide this thing. You can't just live in in a no-name city. You can't just live in a state of nature. We have laws that go to court. You take them to court. Simple. You hear all the time. I went to court. I was a single father. I got custody of my son.
Yeah.
So go to court.
Another one says here, asking if it's legally right for women to single-handedly decide the adoption of a child by her new husband without the consent of the child's original father. He's asking what's the best option.
How would you adopt a child without the consent of
the father?
That's not adoption. Adoption. It is abduction. The parents must give the child up for adoption.
Okay, let's take more calls.
Go ahead.
Hello, good morning. Hello, good morning. Where are you calling from? Hello, good morning. Where are you calling from? What's your name and where are you calling from? Okay. What's your name?
Go
Yes,
ahead.
you can.
Yes, go ahead. That's why you are calling from east, eh? Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Domestic violence. I have a friend. She is of that experience. And this same man that used to beat her when they were trying to resolve issues, he was even saying to her face that if he has the opportunity, he will do more. Imagine. So anybody that you're on your own, the dead doesn't talk. So
I was talking with the DPP, that is the Director of Public Prosecutions for Lagos State. That is the organ of all the magistrates. He told me that he went to court on a case of domestic violence, and the husband in court was still threatening the girl in court that he had to stand up. That do you know where you are? Still threatening the girl in court, his wife. So I don't know. These people, and they choose to stay. I wish them all the best.
Anyways,
Thank you very much for calling, sir.
please do not touch that dial. It's still relationship 360. We're taking a break, and when we come back, we'll still take your calls.
Thank you. Look at her smiling from here.
That's what she wants.
More conversation, more talk, more right after this.
Because if you she doesn't understand how this thing is. See,
give it to me now.
One thing I used to do in my life is this. I think
My
you know me
kids
the
love
newsroom
tasty
now.
snacks,
You
but
sent me
many
a message one
snacks
time.
are not so good for them.
I remember that
That's
message
why
very
I
clearly.
love the new
And
Milo
I
and
know your
snacks.
personality. And one thing you saw in the
It's
newsroom
a
was that I don't want to
delicious
do
snack
anything.
with the goodness of
You know what?
malt, milk, cocoa, and crunchy
You know what?
Niger grown maize containing calcium,
One thing
iron,
in
and
life,
fiber.
first thing ahead of every other thing in life is observation. Aside anything, is observation. Observation meeting opportunities when you take it far. It's not that you will run for it. It's not like things do not come to you. If they do come to you, understand that you are in the next level. And the road you are walking on is narrow. You don't want to make issues with anybody. It's that stuff you told me just now that I want to put you in a box. Let me tell you something. Know where that thing hits me. I would Well, let's-
Come on, yeah,
I
are
just, I
these
just,
from
you,
sorry,
the,
Yeah, that's
calm,
really.
calm down. Are they different from this?
No,
Is
they're
this
not. It's the same
you
thing.
said,
okay on two different screens?
yeah.
So where are the messages that came in now? See that one there, Ross. Can you read that one?
Which one? This one? Ikorodu.
I'm
She has
doing
read
that.
it already
No, I've not
now.
read it. I'm really going to come back. I purposely put it up because it makes sense.
Just use this one, but let it be here or open it on your own side so that I can search for that one. Open this message on your side.
I've opened it.
This is it.
Yeah, that's it.
Okay, so you can search
Wait,
for
this,
that
I
one.
think this one is so I saw it too. I know what to read it. You said, is it not oppression? What a shame.
That's hilarious actually. Wait, are you kidding me?
Now people for apply for now because thank you, all these people they know what they are doing.
Into this year for all women and girls. That's not a deal, it's accelerated action. That's
Church, I would soon be going on today.
See, that's how they sound so bad. If given opportunity, you will still go back. And that's why we asked him the question. No? And it's like you know what? I think his wife was the one listening on the program. His wife was listening on the program and got that courage to leave the house. Do you understand? And then, because he knows that his wife was listening to your program, he has been listening to the program and knows that his wife is listening today to this program.
oh, to say that.
To
Investigator.
no, now you go think
Information now.
because he said he knew. You said something now. You said that that means you were started listening to this program before your wife, and you were still beating your wife. That means he knew about this. The woman got courage, so he wants to do public apology. So the woman will say, "Please come back."
On air. Okay, we have to be fast now. But
Bring us back.
We have to be very fast.
Wait.
Good morning, and it's still Relationship 360, where we dish out the hard truth, and nothing but the truth. Certainly, how you feeling? Anyways,
I'm fine.
I think I'm glad today because we're having a lot of people calling and actually present their case, actually speak up. We still want more women to call in on the phone lines. Well, let's take some messages and then we'll go to the phone lines again.
so this particular message says, "Good morning, Barris. This is Olua Muinwa from Ikorodu. Thank you for this early weekend tonic about marital life. I grew up seeing my father beat my mom, and he was a police officer then. I've been married for over 23 years with 3 children, and I thank God I've never raised my hand against my wife, despite her errors sometimes. And I also listen to your program; it has helped me immensely. Thank you so much."
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
All right, let's go to the phone lines. Hello, good morning. Hello, good morning. Can you hear me? Why are you calling the female line, sir? Please call the main line. Please, today is International Women's Day. Please call the main line.
This is
Hello.
This is psychological abuse.
Good morning. Go ahead, please.
Good morning. So we thank God. Thank you.
I took the matter to the police station because I thank God because the guy did not succeed in molesting her, penetrative. When I took the matter to the police station, why I'm saying this is that the police in this country are not helping matters. That is why a lot of things will happen and people will not be able to go to police because of the way police are handling the matters in this country. I want to remain anonymous and I'm staying at Barriga. I'll be happy if you can be coming to schools at least for Barrigas to come and educate some kids. Another one happened on when.
Let the schools invite us now. We will come. The parents of the child, do they know of the victim? Do they? The girl, that means there's something wrong with the home of the girl. How she oh girl. At 13. And they allowed the case to go like they should have saved that girl now by taking her away from the parents. It is well. It is well. Thank you. Thank you very much. Amen. Amen. You see, the ignorance here is that no animal on the planet will watch you molest its young. You cannot approach, even a dog would attack you if you, but how is it that you need to educate human beings before they know they ought to protect their children? It is a natural instinct. It is only those, you see, our tradition is begging. Our tradition, our religion is pleading. There's a case, okay, she was talking about the police. I'm still going to do something very, very serious about some police officers in Okom or police station. I will not stop until they lose their jobs. Let's go ahead.
Hello, good morning. What's your name and where you calling from?
Good morning.
Okay.
Good morning.
Until I started listening to your program. In fact, by some day, I've personally visited your office and about Napoli. You helped me. You counseled me. To this marriage, and I was brutalized emotionally. People will find it so difficult to believe me if I tell them what I went through in marriage. But I thank God for one thing: for people like you, for those who are closer, who have listened to the stories about me before, who would have even, assassinate me as a person, my character. But when they have an opportunity of listening to my story, they said, you mean this person can do this. I said, call the two of us together and listen to our story. So what I'm trying to say here is there is more in emotional brutality against women.
Thank you.
Very stop.
Thank you. Thank you. Okay. No, not a problem. We have a network of people on this. It is well. Ah, it is well. Thank you very much. I understand emotional abuse. There's emotional and there's psychological abuse. Thank you. Thank you very much. I really appreciate it. Thank you very much. More. Moji, Moe. Thank you very much, man. I can see the pain still in your voice. And you said you've been to my office. Okay. So that means if I see you, I will recognize you. Go ahead.
Let's take more calls. Hello? Hello, good morning. Hello?
Okay.
Yes, good morning. Go ahead, please. Good morning. Hmm.
And even giving him an award for the most gender-friendly governor.
Him of this same issue. You're using your brotherhood to keep him in the house. Instead of you to expel him, to investigate the issue for Christ's sake. Are you not encouraging this on the highest place? This is the House of Senate where all of us are looking up to. They are just here, they are not.
So where are the women in the Senate? Where are the women on the streets? They went to gather. So it cannot even be in another country. The whole women would have come out. I trust places like the US. Women would have come out with placards, but in Nigeria, where? Let them. It is well, ma. Thank you for calling. Thank you for calling. Thank you for calling, ma. The bills are there. The laws are there against sexual harassment. It's just that the law, they are above the law.
Hmm. All right, let's take more calls. Hello, good morning. Hello? Good morning.
Nigeria Info, yes. Please, let me clap. Where's our shekere? Welcome, ma.
Yeah, welcome.
Yes, ma'am. Good welcome, ma. Good morning. To okay. Awesome.
The major thing that is making women to remain in abusive marriage is financial income constraints. But financial constraints will not make somebody to stay in a place that the life will be ended. So it's better to move out. Another thing is that we women, or even parents, let me say, I used to say it on all the groups I belong to, that we should be really teaching our sons, not only our daughters, bring the male children up properly. Teach them how to behave when they go out, when they are in the midst of friends, when they are in school, in anywhere. Teach them domestic things. Teach them how to talk, how to treat women. I have a son.
You
Whose
have,
girlfriend
you have 20 seconds left.
of a good son into the world. I lived in my office 7.5 years because I went out of a marriage that was abusive. My life was.
I remember you. I remember you. Eshe, how are you, man? Also,
I'm thanking God. If I had known Barrister Olumide before the time I left, my life would have been better. But still, my life is better. With
thank you very much.
no, I don't know what happened. I couldn't listen to you, and it was like a part of me was taken away that day.
Thank you very much, man. The time is up. Thank you very much. I really appreciate. I have to close right now. I'm very enraged at a particular situation. Every third Saturday of the month, there is a program called the Purple Curtain, where the University of Marriage, in conjunction, in collaboration with our organization, put together that program specially for married or single or relationships, marriages, people going through issues, and you might want to talk. Here on the radio, before you can call, it is, you keep calling. Right there, you will meet me live every third Saturday, and then you keep going through all this abuse. Then you say, I've been trying to reach you. Trying to reach me how? When you know that every third Saturday, I am at a venue in Surulere, number 14, Ogulano Drive, from 12 noon to 3 p.m. And then you come and say, hey, we've been trying to reach you. That is absolutely ridiculous, and stop lying. You have a program like that I avail myself after speaking for 2 hours here in the morning. Every third Saturday, I go there for another 3 hours. There are times that we don't even close at 3 because it is a very serious matter. I will stand for that, calling you free of charge. Oh yeah, let us see whether cases we can help, we can advise, whatever it is, but you don't make use of it. So now I'm even going to trim it. I'm not going to be answering everything. On my phone, I have over 4,000 messages every 2 days. Meanwhile, you can come and ask your question live. Instead of, how long do you think I can't deal with over 4,000 messages? It will take me a week to even read, and I don't even respond. I just start sending you voice notes. That time has come again. Next week, Saturday, is the third Saturday of March. It's the 15th of March. And I will be at number 14, Ogunlano Drive, Surulere, from 12 noon, listening to every question, every situation. Some people will come, they will sit down with their problems. They are too shy to talk, and they will carry the problem back home. Or it is when we're about to close, then you start seeing some people raising up their hands, and you were sitting down there all this while, not asking. It's when we're about to close, they will now start. I don't know who you are looking at. In the hospital, do you look at who is next to you before they give you an injection? Do you look at who is next to you before they operate on you? We all have issues. But when you have an opportunity, very soon, I may not be available for that program. But it is something that it will be a shame. There's somebody who attended this Purple Curtain last year. I just learned that she was late. The same domestic violence. And I saw this woman in dark glasses. I said, I even greeted her by the door. I knew something was off. But she sat down there and went back. I just heard that that woman that came for your program, she came twice. I was wondering who, until I was shown the picture. And I saw that. And she never said a word. I am alive today. Oh, she's not. Join me if you are going through. And those of you that they say, what if you want to learn? Of course you can come. It is a school. Especially those who are bound on religion and tradition. There was a bishop that even came one time. He came in his, and he said, he just sees that all he thought he knew, he did not know. And I said, you are welcome to attend, sir. Please try to make your way. If you are coming, go through Ojuelegba under bridge, not through stadium. Ojuelegba under bridge. You just get a straight napep to Ogulano Drive, number 14. Just 12 noon is 12 noon. You would know I will start immediately. 12 noon, whether there are one or two people or no, I will talk to the chairs. I start and I end. Thank you very much. Last week, I mentioned how tough things were, and especially, with our organization now. The finances, it was just terrible. And, I keep getting offers to leave the country. There's one African country, there's another, outside the shores of Africa. And I was really tempted to leave because of the facilities and the incentives that were given, that I should come there and do this. There will be support. I was very tempted because I was getting frustrated. It had to come to a time. I said I have never been in debt, that is borrowed money to help or to do something like I have done since. It was really, men don't speak up. And for me to speak up, it shows that it had reached my throat. So I got a lot of messages and calls, a lot demanding that I stay, some encouraging me to leave, that for all you do, you have to think about yourself, your health. All messages were very respectful and people made their points. I really appreciate the love. My only restraint is the fear of going where I am not covered by my maker. If they say stay here and you decide to go there, I'm not just sure if he will go with me. So I have to be sure that, I would wait till the day I know for sure he's with me in leaving or staying wherever he wants me to. But at this time, things are, and I had to bash a lot of people, especially I get more messages from people who say, oh, their pastor said, and I say, why would they send you to me empty? My uncle said, why would they, everybody just send empty and they say, just use your money to do it. Use your, I have stopped. It has to be a very serious matter. Like a case from Okombo where a woman's daughter was defiled and the medical result proved it. But the police women in the human rights desk changed the medical report, covering where it was written that she was positive for penetration and negative for HIV because they also did all those tests, sexually transmitted diseases. And they used where HIV was written negative to say the test was negative for penetration. And now charged the victim and her mother and the family members for accusing a man wrongly and locked them up, demanding 250,000 naira bail. They had to pay 50,000 to just bail one, lock them up for 5 days and charge them to court in that Ogombo police station. Charge these people who brought their daughter that was defiled, charge them to court, saying they did conduct likely to cause breach. And then they also now made a claim that false accusation. Meanwhile, the medical report was there. And these people were just simple people who just brought this girl from the village. The girl is about 14, starting in primary school because the girl was they just brought the girl from the village to educate her. Somebody volunteered and was paying 140,000 naira school fees. And some neighbor just grabbed this girl who just came and defiled her. And the police covered it up and charged the wrong party, locking them up for 5 days, collecting money as bail, 250,000 naira. They couldn't afford it. Only 50,000 naira. I have petitioned. The case was tried. They released the man and charged the victim plus the mother plus the uncle, 4 people to court. The case has now been transferred to the state CID, where the suspect has now been rearrested and locked up and will be charged. But I will not stop until all those. I'm going to close up the case this week, where I'm going to petition to the Commissioner of Police and to the Inspector General of Police. Those 3 women, those 3 police officers, which I will mention their names after I file that. I will read the petition next week. I will mention their names, and the DPO that also told them to charge these people. In fact, I will not rest until they lose their jobs. I will publicize it even to countries outside Nigeria. It will be a stain.
Yes.
How can you do that? And that is what happens in this. That's why people don't want to go to the police. And these police officers always spoil good police officers, because we have very good police officers. And they are all women. Can you imagine? They are all women, except for the DPO. It is well. People again have that one. Just infuriated me. I just even derailed from what I was saying. And people were also asking why I have not applied. When I was complaining about money, they say I apply for grants. They mention places I've been to. Why don't you apply to this place? Listen, I spent 3 years applying for grants, and I got 2. But what they told me was that they would also use my organization to be their presence in Nigeria, and through my organization, they will be paying other NGOs. They will send money. So I was happy until I thought about it, that they will be paying other through my organization. I said, no, why don't you just, if you want to support, send your grant to me. And then I looked, this was money laundering.
Money laundering, yeah.
So it was money laundering, later now went and I said, no, if they want to, they have an account, they can easily send the money to them.
Yeah.
Don't send through me. And it became an issue that they said, well, this is how they operate. And I said no. So I got 2 of them, but I declined because I don't want to. One day, you now hear Barrister Olumide was arrested for money laundering. It will be such a disappointment to so many people. And that is how some of them, you won't even know what they are using you for. So but I now found out that a lot of people do this. Well, maybe that's why some of us don't have money.
Thank you. Lagos, thank you so much for being a part of the program today. Thank you so much for being part of Relationship 360. Unfortunately, the time is gone, but we're still here on 99.3 Nigeria for the discourse coming up. Brought to you by Jimmy Dusu is up next. Thank you so much, Barrister Olumide. Thank you so much, wonderful Kristen. And we're still here. We'll go on a short break, and the next voice you'll be hearing is that of Jimmy Dusu bringing you the discourse. Don't go nowhere.